Alrighty then, so due to a technical difficulty, we had to go and finish this particular job by telling you how to do the rest of it. So the thing about the crankshaft pulley is that it always is spinning, it's always turning, and so you have to get a the proper socket, which on this car is the 19mm. You put the 19mm socket with a 3/8 socket wrench, and you put it on the car on the bolt with the obviously with the socket itself being set to loosen, because the bolt is going to be spinning forward. And some folks will tell you that all you have to do is put a breaker bar on there, and you set it up to where the breaker bar is behind the motor mount. You have to put the breaker bar on the wrench handle behind the motor mount, and you don't necessarily just turn the key to the on position to get it to click forward when the flywheel, the starter engages the flywheel on the motor. You have to actually crank the car a little bit, and that will cause just barely crank the car, and you will know that the job has been accomplished, because with the breaker bar on top of the wrench handle behind the motor mount, it'll slam up against the motor mount. It won't cause any damage at all. You'll just hear a bang, and it won't cause any damage at all. So that's what you do there. And then once that's off, the bolt is broken. The tension on the bolt is broken, and then you can just take the wrench will fall onto the ground, and the breaker bar will fall to the ground, but still be sticking up. So you take it out of there, and you go ahead and you, with your hand, and you go ahead and take the bolt out of the way. And then after that, you go and you there are 2 screws down inside of there where you can put 2 bolts in there to loosen it off, but all I do is take the 19mm wrench and another wrench and wedge them on each side of that pulley, and just kind of nudge it off of there carefully, gradually, just one little bit at a time. It'll come right off of there. Then, as far as taking the actual seal out of there, it's going to be stuck. It's going to be hard to get out of there unless you use a specific tool. And the tool that you want to use is an Allen wrench, because the short end of an Allen wrench, because it's had that hook effect on it, use that to pry that part out. And when you do that, just hook it in behind any part of that seal, and it'll come right out. And then from that point on, once you get it out, just make sure that you put the seal back in correctly. And then at that point, you use what they call a cover. It's a plastic looking sort of device that fits the whole perimeter of the seal, and you use just use a hammer, barely get it up in there, just tap that thing a few times until the seal is snug fit in there. And then once you've accomplished that, all you have to do is just put the wheel back on there, and take the bolt and just